Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we are going to be exploring a little bit more of some ALDI makeup. So I am in the United States, and I believe in some other countries overseas you have already had makeup through ALDI. However, in the US, it's still fairly new. I believe it was earlier this year that I did a video. They released some mascaras, there was a primer, and there may have been one other thing. It may have just been those items. So they seem to be very slowly rolling it out as like ALDI finds in the US. And this past week, they released some bronzers and highlighters. So I thought I would do a video trying these out, telling you if these are worth it, really. I love ALDI. If you don't have an ALDI in your area, you're missing out. And if you do have one in your area and you're not shopping there, you are making a huge mistake. The ALDI finds aisle is amazing. I look forward to their ad coming out on Wednesday every week. The makeup brand through ALDI is called Lacura. They had only a couple shades in each, so it's not something with like a huge shade range, but I ended up getting the Dream Big bronzer in shade Tropical, and they're definitely going for like the Hoola bronzer look here, like a little box. It does come with a brush. I might try to use this just because it was included, but I feel like I never end up using the brushes that they include. This is the shade that I got. They did have a darker one, but this looked like it would be better for my fair skin. This is the Show Up highlighter in shade Cupcake. Same thing, it comes with a brush. And then that, it's like a light peachish color that I thought was just so gorgeous. They also had another pink one, but I have so many pink highlighters that I decided to try this one out. So I'm going to be giving these a try, showing how they look. They were only $5.99, so very affordable. You can find other drugstore bronzers and highlighters for that cheap. You never know, things in the drugstore are getting really expensive. I did bring a couple of brushes to try out each as well, just to see if they work better with a certain type of brush. I will start with trying this one that they provided, and then for bronzer I have this smaller one and this fluffier one. Usually I will use this for more blending out. And then I have a fan brush to do for the highlighter, and then a tapered highlighter brush. Oh, they also have a little mirror in there. I didn't even notice. That's awesome. For only $5.99. Okay, the brush is losing the fibers on my face, so just don't use this. I also feel like that brush really picked up my foundation. And take some on my normal brush. It has decent pigment. It's not like super pigmented where I have to blend it out for a while, but it doesn't take too much building up. Okay, I feel like in person it's looking okay, but on camera that's looking really patchy. I'll try it on this side since I did have the other brush on this side. Try and blend it out with the bigger brush. Okay, I do like the color. I don't think it's too warm toned for my skin. I feel like it is kind of picking up on my foundation and looking a little patchy, at least on my cheeks. I think it looks a lot better on my forehead. It could be just whatever I'm wearing underneath. And this could also be one that you need to powder before applying because I'm just wearing liquid foundation. But I think the color is really beautiful. It does seem like it's better with a larger fluffy brush than with the smaller brushes. And like I said, don't even use these. I do think it blended out really well. And it could also be because I did my makeup earlier and I am filming this like several hours after I apply the makeup. So I will continue trying this out and show you. But with that exception, I am really liking it. So I'm gonna try the highlighter now. Not gonna bother. I'm gonna try with the tapered brush first. Okay, again, that shade seems really fitting for my skin tone. Just blends in really well. I'm gonna try the fan brush on this side. It looks like on camera it might be showing up a little bit different, but in person it doesn't seem like too like wham of a highlighter. It seems a little bit softer or more subtle, I should say. I wouldn't necessarily say it's emphasizing texture, but it's certainly not hiding it. But I think it looks really, really beautiful. So tomorrow I'm going to be trying it with a different foundation to see how it lays over top. And I may even add some powder just to see if this area is just like too oily at this point. And I do really love the packaging, that it's like cardboard instead of plastic. That's great. It is a bit bulkier, so there's that. So I will check back in later to see how it has worn over time. Okay, so I reapplied both today and yesterday. Yesterday I tried powdering my face first and that went over smoothly. It just didn't have any issues. Today I used a different foundation, but I didn't powder, and it seems to have blended in and gone over okay without picking up the foundation. I feel like it still might have gone on a little bit smoother if I did powder. So this might be one where you have to, but I think it looks really, really pretty. I love the highlighter. I feel like the bronzer is a really good shade for my skin tone. Again, I put it like here, here, and underneath. It does blend out pretty well. So I'm pretty impressed so far. I'm going to try it out for a couple more days and see how it goes. I'm also wearing it as eyeshadow. So I put the bronzer in the crease and then the highlighter as like the main lid shade. And I've really been liking that also as eyeshadow. Okay, this I've had on for 9 hours. I have the highlighter as well as the bronzer, and I feel like it's lasted well throughout the day. The highlighter definitely is still very much present. And I did powder just this cheeks area because that's where it seems to want to not blend the most, or like to pick up the foundation underneath the most. So I did powder, and I do get oily there, so it makes sense. Okay, I have one last update on the bronzer and highlighter. I've used them a few times just off camera for the past several days with different foundations, powdering on some days, not powdering on other days. I found that you definitely don't have to powder with every foundation. I didn't powder today, and it seemed to have gone over and blended in just fine. I think it was just the foundation I was wearing that day where it was the case where it needed to be powdered. But I have used it several times on several occasions without powder, and it's been fine. If you're worried about how it's gonna look over your foundation, I would advise just starting out using a little bit of powder at first. I have no complaints with the highlighter. It is absolutely gorgeous and I love it. It's gorgeous as a highlighter. I use it for eyeshadow. I used it for eyeshadow again today, and it's also good in the inner corner. So I absolutely love this highlighter for only $5.99. And I mean, it's kind of hard to get things at Aldi because they have like their weekly Aldi finds, and then once they're gone, they're kind of gone until they bring them back another time. But the following week, they actually went on half off sale, so you could get the bronzer and the highlighter for $3. Availability obviously depends on where you live, but I feel like everything that I've tried from the Aldi makeup Lacura line has been impressively good, and I love Aldi, so no surprise there. Something else I was going to note is that I know earlier I said I thought it looked patchy when I first put it on because it looked like it was patchy in the camera viewfinder, but as I'm editing it, it doesn't look as patchy as I thought it was looking in the viewfinder. So just, if you don't see that, ignore that. I will also say it could be a little orange toned for some skin. I think it actually looks fine on me. Like, I definitely have bronzers that have more orange in them, but I think the tone is beautiful, especially for lighter skin like I have. So all in all, I am thoroughly impressed, and I would recommend both of these products if you can find them in stores, or if wherever you live in your country they already sell it. If you see other makeup items come out in the Aldi ad, I would snatch them up because it seems like most of them are good. There's only like one mascara that was like not my absolute favorite, but still good. So that is all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for your support. Hopefully you can give it a like because you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Comment down below if you have any suggestions. Thank you, and I will hopefully see you in my next video.